Brian Jean, of course, the leader of the Wildrose Party, the official opposition here in Alberta. Brian, also an MLA, one of the two MLAs for the city of Fort McMurray. Brian, thank you so much for coming in this morning. I know it's a real busy day, marking 12 months since the wildfire 1 year ago. And what are you hearing from your constituents? What are you hearing from your neighbors? What are you hearing people with respect to marking the anniversary today?
People are hoping to heal, they're hoping to move on, but this is obviously a great struggle, and the amount of mental counseling that has spiked in the area is dramatic, and I'm hoping that we will see an increase in resources put to the people here, especially regarding the mental stresses and also the lack of resources relating to the rebuild, and making sure that people are able to rebuild and get the stability they need as soon as possible. There are some challenges with them. Obviously the economy is challenging, but then the fire itself really challenged people, especially given that the uncertainty in the rebuild took some 5.5 to 6 months to be able to give certainty to them, and even that means that for many residents they're not able to build again in the same location with the same house plans that they had before, and all of these things add uncertainty. I myself, I've ran into a couple of roadblocks, and I know a lot of people have done that. I'm mostly concerned about the young families, the vulnerable seniors, those people that really are the most vulnerable in this type of circumstance, and I'm hoping they'll reach out, they'll get help, and after today maybe we can just have some opportunity to move on and to heal.
Sure. You touched on a couple of things there I just want to follow up on. One thing you said that you would like to see more support for mental health for people in the community here. We've been hearing that a lot with everyone that we're chatting with, that they need support, they need someone to talk to, they need someone to cry with if they need it.
Yes, that's exactly the situation. I can't reiterate the number that I heard, but it was a dramatic increase in mental health demand for counselors, and I do believe that that's going to continue for some period of time. I don't think we'll see any semblance of normalcy here for at least 5 years. Remember, we lost 2,300 homes. I think there's less than 500 that are constructed for certain at this stage, and we just need a lot of help. The mental stress is, I think, the biggest challenge that we're going to have, and there are some people that right now don't even want to live in the city because they're so afraid of fire, and those are people that have lived here for 50 or 60 years and didn't lose their home.
Yeah, another thing I want to touch on again and follow up on is the economic aspect. There are businesses open here, of course, but there are just less people spending money because there are less people living here. What can you do as MLA to kind of fight for those people?
Well, I think one thing we can do as a provincial government is not pass Bill 8 in its current form that changes the taxation ratio from 18 to 1 for the people of Wood Buffalo to a 5-to-1 ratio over 5 years. That's going to be 300% increase in municipal taxation, property taxes. I think that's a bad signal to send to people right now that have just suffered from this fire. I think it's a bad signal for the government to send because it creates more instability and makes people think to themselves, you know, maybe I should just fly in or fly out of Fort McMurray instead of building the community.
Instead of staying, right?
And let's be clear, this is a beautiful community. I think the most beautiful place in the world to live, work, play, and raise a family. I love it here. But, you know, the less people here, the less facilities here, the less people will buy here, which means ultimately less resources.
How about yourself personally, Brian? Because I know you lost your home 12 months ago. You found out literally that the town was burning when you were in the legislature one afternoon. How are you doing personally?
I'm worried about the people here.
Yeah. What about yourself, though?
I'm worried about the people.
Yeah, I know it's tough, right? Everyone we're talking with has a similar story to yourself, and they're just trying.
These people are my family.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we wish you all the best, sir. I know on a personal note, of course, I mean, you have a lot left to do. You spend so much time on the road, but I know your roots are in this part of Alberta. Thank you so much for your time this morning. And this is Brian Jean, of course. He is the leader of the official opposition, but he is also, of course, a human being. And he is also, as well, guys, susceptible to what's happening here today on the 1 year anniversary.
Thanks so much, Ted. You can just see so much emotion in all of these people, today being such a big trigger for so many.
Absolutely. A significant day for the community of Fort McMurray. We'll continue to check in live with our Ted Henley.